Hi everyone, David here. Welcome to this Q&A session with MXC Exchange and Frontier presented by none other than Block Journal. So DeFi has been the hot trend this summer in crypto, and today we have the opportunity to talk with a couple of companies that are doing some pretty cool things with DeFi. For this Q&A session, we have with us Katherine Deng, VP at MXC Exchange, one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges, which has recently made a lot of crypto headlines through their initiative in listing up-and-coming DeFi projects. Joining her in this chat are some key team members from DeFi aggregator Frontier. We've got Ravindra Kumar, CEO, Palash Jain, CMO, and Philip Arthur Moore, COO, who just launched on MXC, and they've got some pretty big plans to share with us today. Katherine, Ravindra, Palash, and Philip, thanks you all for being here today, and we've compiled some questions, and good to have you guys on.
Thank you guys for having us here today.
Yeah, so let's just jump. Thank you. Let's jump straight into questions then. So first question we have here is for Katherine. With this shift in the space towards decentralized finance, otherwise known as DeFi, what steps are being taken by MXC to bridge centralized finance, CeFi systems with DeFi?
Okay, so decentralized finance, also known as DeFi, refers to the shift from traditional centralized financial system to peer-to-peer finance. So enabled by decentralized technologies built on the Ethereum blockchain. DeFi has grown to a point where its mind share now far exceed its relatively small crypto market share. So as a CeFi exchange, of course, Chinese exchange, MXC has already started to do something by listing DeFi tokens, creating baskets of DeFi indices, and adding DeFi projects into existing popular products, which is very well known for MXC, the leverage ETF product. And of course, adding a staking service, it takes to connect DeFi and CeFi to provide users with a better trading experience and of course options as well. So started in June, actually, the hype of DeFi, MXC has noticed this DeFi trend and listed many DeFi projects with great potential. For example, we have Compound, DMM, and Governance, DMG. Of course, we have ELF and Balancer. For DeFi Index, DeFi is also available in MXC derivative products. Index trading, the index samples are KNC, ZRX, Kava, Nest. It reflects the overall performance of DeFi. So let me explain more about that. Index products selects cryptocurrencies of good quality as underlying assets. The weighting of the underlying assets in the index products are based on the proportion of their daily average trading volume in the last 30 days. So as such, it can reflect the overall performance of the underlying assets class. So MXC index product belongs to an open-ended fund. It raises and falls based on the underlying assets. So you can earn an average profit of the assets class by buying or selling index product shares. To know more, please feel free to visit our official website and search index product or index.
Now, MXC has taken one of the more unique approaches to new token listings on the exchange. Could you take us through, for you viewers who may not know, what are the assessment zone and innovation board?
So actually right now for assessment zone is actually a specific area where MXC will hold on towards like trading competition or voting competition in order to give the opportunity to project that's run on based on community-based, technology-based, that they don't have much strong finance support to have a lower cost chance to enter the Chinese market, and of course being supported at max. And for the innovation board, that will be a specific area that MXC has opened up specifically for number one, foreign project, number two, high potential, number three, with very, very decent community and very well experienced team. So this actually innovation board is being set out for serving one purpose, which is to expand MXC's foreign market. So that's the reason why we're willing to give away the profits, coming from listing fees to projects that actually has potential to enter the Chinese market at a very low cost and to actually build on its Chinese retail community as well with the support that's given by MXC.
Understood. I like how it offers users a chance and opportunity to contribute to the decisions made by the exchange. You mentioned that MXC is targeting this foreign market, and in the past year or so, MXC has grown very quickly, particularly in Asia. What do you think has caused this rapid growth in the recent past?
So let me sum up on this. So how people get to know about MXC. In China, there's so many Chinese exchanges. Top tier, of course, Huobi, OKEX, that's already big. And even Binance is run by Chinese people, right? So we consider them all like kind of Chinese related. So when people think of like OTC, everybody flows to Huobi. And when people think of future, everybody flows to OKEX. But when it comes down to altcoin trading, especially spot trading, token to token trading, all the retail users, they all trade on MXC. So with MXC is like, of course, it's one of the world's leading digital assets trading platform. The core members of the team come from world-class enterprises and financial companies, who has experience in blockchain and financial industry for years. So what MXC got so famous, I believe, is because it's able to offer users one-stop service regarding digital assets, including spot, margin, leverage, ETF, index trading, and contract trading services, and as well as POS staking service. And most importantly is we make it fun. We make it interesting for users. As you know, the MXC is mainly covering the Chinese retail user, I would say probably 80% of them. And we try to make things new. We try to discover new things. We try to take advantage, we try to do adventures out there. So slowly with the, project we have listed and events we have done and different type of events, MXC is, rapidly growing and getting more and more well-known all over the world.
Right. So in line with expanding to more markets and more users, MXC has also launched a launchpad program called SpaceM and M-Day for MXC token holders. Could you give us a brief introduction to these two programs?
Of course, my pleasure. So with MXC, we'll actually have different listing program, and we're always trying to find the most suitable one for the project. There's no difference. People say IU is better than direct listing, or direct listing is better than the other. So it's all about which one is the suitable one for you. So MXC SpaceM is a very new listing channel for high quality projects rolled out by MXC. It links the project with the wider community, closer where community users are able to gain the project's token with a certain discount via ticket row. So subscription or otherwise MXC token holders are able to join new listing activities period to other users. So SpaceM will offer the project with MXC's large user bases, traffic, and ecosystem services enable the highly potential blockchain project. So SpaceM is actually the well-known IEO, that's how we call it. But in this firm, we say SpaceM is actually a bigger scale of IEO that we operate on MXC, that targeting project that's initial listing.
Great, thank you, Katherine. Before we jump into hearing from the Frontier team, are there any new products or features coming up on MXC that you'd like to share?
So actually, we also, besides the SpaceM, we also have M-Day. That's a smaller scale of IEO. And the difference between M-Day and SpaceM, besides the scale, also is because also that M-Day provides the IEO for project that could be already listed on other exchanges. But we operate differently. We make sure we make it fun, we make it safe, and we give the fair opportunity to users that to get discount tokens and make sure that all users are given the chance to make profits from it, from the IEO. I think that should be it. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing that with us, Katherine. And it sounds exciting. We look forward to what MXC will be doing in the near future. Let's now pass the mic a little bit to the Frontier team. So this is an exciting company that has recently just partnered with MXC. And we're excited to have everybody on the team on board here today talking with us. We'll start with a question for Ravindra. Ravindra, could you briefly introduce Frontier to viewers watching?
Yeah, Frontier has been is the chain agnostic DeFi aggregator layer. Okay, at Frontier we support DeFi, not just Ethereum. We support for Binance Chain, Band Chain, Kava, Harmony, and we are also getting into Polkadot ecosystem. And in the coming weeks, we will also be supporting DeFi in Solana ecosystem by integrating Serum into Frontier app. So the users, right, Frontier users, they can track, they can manage, they can stake, they can swap, they can add a liquidity, create a CDP, monitor CDP. They can do a lot of other things in one place. It's kind of a one-stop solution for all the DeFi, irrespective of the chain. Okay, we don't support only just Ethereum. We support all the other chains where DeFi has been getting popular. So currently we support MakerDAO for a CDP platform, and we also support Kava for cross-chain CDP. We support Ion for lending. Okay, Ion. It was previously called as Ion. Okay, we have a Paraswap, which is a liquidity aggregator, and we had Zapper previously, and we also have a native staking support for Kava, Band Chain, and Band Protocol and Harmony. So we are adding staking support to more assets, more Ethereum assets such as ZRX and ZRX and KNC to start with, and there is also Flexa. Okay, this is the intro to Frontier for everyone. Whoever wants to use DeFi on mobile and desktop, Frontier is kind of a one-stop solution, irrespective of the chain.
Oh, thank you, Ravindra. Very cool, and I think it's very with the trend right now.
Yeah.
I have a question. Next question I have here is directed for Philip Arthur Moore, the COO of Frontier. Philip, what was it about MXC that made Frontier want to partner with the exchange?
It was a really easy decision actually for me. I live in Vietnam, so we're super close to China. A lot of the trends that come out from China also sort of bleed over into Vietnam as well. So even as early as January of 2019, back then we really started taking notice on the retail side that MXC really had a lot of potential, specifically for a lot of the reasons that Katherine had mentioned, which was really focusing on up and coming altcoin spot side products. So that level of community, that level of engagement, the level of basic excitement that people have when new assets are listed, really where I live, the question is always, oh, is MXC going to list it first? Is MXC going to take it? So for me, it was a very natural decision and a natural choice that I'm super happy with, and Katherine and their whole team have just been beyond incredible for us, not only as sort of on the business side, but also just on the personal side. It's a really good team, and so it was a pretty easy choice to make. They're a fantastic group of people.
Great, that's good to hear. I mean, I know Vietnam and China, like you mentioned, they share characteristics, especially amongst the trading mentality and the retail traders. Speaking of excitement, what are your thoughts on this DeFi quote unquote craze? Is it another bubble waiting to pop, or do you think it still has legs to run for a while?
It's interesting. I mean, I could go on all day about this, but to sort of sum it up, I would say that this to me is more a representative of what I would, I guess, call a tide shift or an inflection point or something changing. In 2017, the feeling around ICOs was a bit nuts. It was really crazy. Teams were raising $50 to $60 million, $100 million. People were throwing cash around everywhere. Now investors are a lot more savvy because they've been burned by 2018. Teams are raising a lot less money, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. Even at $3 million, people are considering the cap pretty high. I think what I would say is that this year has been less about excitement for DeFi and more a sort of awareness, a shift of awareness from centralized to decentralized, which is what we really like. The question all year has been when Uniswap, when Balancer, when Mooniswap, when is this going to happen? And so to hear that come from community members, to hear that come from traders, retail, for the expectation to be on decentralized exchanges, that expectation is what we really have seen as a major shift in 2020. For me, not only as a COO of a company, but also just as a retail observer of the market. And so the fact that not only you have the awareness shift to decentralized, but also exchanges, for example, like MXC, who embrace that shift and don't try to fight against it, it's a really nice sort of, I would call, a rebalancing of all the attention going from SEX to DeFi to sort of finding this middle ground that I think maybe next year we'll find a really kind of smoothed out equilibrium. So right now we might be a little bit, we might have 3-4 months left, 5 months of a little bit what I would call happiness, exuberance, a little excitement, overexcitement, and then things will calm down and everything will be in equilibrium again. So we're happy with it, and we love that people are finally, after so long, really kind of getting it and paying more attention.
All right, Philip, thanks for sharing your insights. I mean, what Frontier is doing here is certainly in line with the trend right now, and I look forward to what happens in the future. We have one last question here for Palash. What are some upcoming updates with Frontier you'd like to share with everybody?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, the recent updates on the product side were basically was native staking, and also on the native DeFi integrations as well. So on the native staking side, we had a Matic staking integrated in our application suite, which is both iOS and Android. And on the DeFi integration side, we have a native compound integration. So for the upcoming updates, we have like several lined out for the coming weeks, such as we have a native Uniswap coming up, where users can basically like buy, sell, all the tokens which are listed on Uniswap natively on Frontier mobile app. And also we have Solana SPL support coming as well. And we are extending the YN Finance support, previously called as IM Finance. We are integrating the complete native suite, which includes YN, which is yield aggregator. You have Y Insure, you have Y Balls. So yeah, I mean, we have a lot of cool stuff coming on the product side in this week and in this month. Yeah.
All right, Palash, thanks for sharing. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have today, but I'd like to extend a thank you to this cast of great people here today. Everybody, Katherine, Ravindra, Palash, Philip, thanks for sharing these exciting updates about the company. I hope the viewers have learned something about the MXC and also Frontier, and we look forward to what your two companies have to offer in the future.
So much.
Yeah, thank you for having us.